I probably have the single most embarrassing injury story. I always feel jealous of those people that have never been injured, because all of my injuries have just come from me being a moron. I told a story already on this channel about how I broke my ankle when I was trying to skate, and the way that went down is super embarrassing, but not nearly as embarrassing as the one I'm about to tell. So my freshman year of high school was 2016. Everyone from my class was constantly doing dumb challenges or just stupid things that they saw on the internet. But when I was 14 during my freshman year, I thought I was a genius and a revolutionary for doing all that dumb stuff, just only ironically. I would basically just make fun of how stupid those things were. And at this time, there were a ton of viral dances and stuff like that. I think the Running Man challenge was pretty big, but that wasn't really annoying. That was more of like a feel good kind of thing. I think this is like almost 2 years removed from the Schmurda dance, which remains iconic. And this comes just 1 year after Silent Toes' Watch Me Whip Nene. At this point in September of 2016, the whip and the nene have been like commercialized. It definitely wasn't what it was before that song came out. There's some videos pre Watch Me Whip Nene that are kind of tough. But at this point, they had like the Whip Nene emote in the winner circle for like Black Ops 3 and stuff. So it had definitely gone like corporate. But anyways, I remember around this time, I had seen this picture or video of this guy doing like the most ridiculous whip. Like his leg would be at like a 90-degree angle or greater, going the wrong way when he's like dipped down to like come back up with the whip, and I thought it was hilarious. So I like tried to mimic it, and I think I did a pretty good job, but I was doing it in front of a group of my friends, and it seemed like they thought it was hilarious, but in retrospect, they were probably laughing at me, not with me. So this group of friends specifically wants me to show this ridiculous whip to other people. So I do it in front of more people, and each time people are like super receptive to it. And I promise it wasn't in the like we're bullying you kind of way. It was just a clown thing to do, and I was getting clown-like reactions. I wanted people to laugh at me. So this is going on for like a couple days, and the word gets to one of my teachers. And this teacher's like easily the coolest guy in the world. And this teacher's like the epitome of what a perfect teacher is. He was teaching a boring subject, but he was able to make it engaging and inclusive for everyone. So one day coach comes up to me and tells me he heard about the whip. And this teacher has a name, he just tells us to call him coach, but he tells me he heard about the whip. And at this point I'm a little embarrassed, but the mood in this class was so relaxed, and he had made this class in a way that kind of allowed for like everyone to kind of be friends. Like there's always going to be the quiet kids, but there was no one that didn't like each other. So through this conversation with coach and some of the other people in the classroom chiming in, it's pretty obvious that they want me to do the move. So we're like 10 minutes into class and we haven't learned anything, and I get up in front of everyone, right in front of coach's desk in front of the class, and I try to go for the most obnoxious, most magnificent whip in the world. I dip down and my head is like parallel to the ground, like the top of my head. And as I'm like coming back up, my knee gives out and I just fall on the floor in front of everyone. So everyone in this class is laughing at me, and even coach, my teacher, is trying to hold back his laughter because he knows that he can't just laugh at a student. So he just has his shirt up like this, and I'm humiliated and my knee hurts, so I just go sit at my desk and pretend like nothing happened. Throughout the rest of the day, my knee like really starts to hurt, and like I can't put any weight on it, and I certainly can't bend it. And even just like recalling this story, my hair is falling out of place. It's actually one of the most embarrassing things that's ever happened to me. So when I realized I couldn't walk home from school, I had to get my mom to drive me to the hospital. So after a couple hours in the ER, I learned that I actually tore my MCL. I remember the doctor was just asking me how it happened, and I completely lied to him and said I was playing basketball, and he was kind of calling me out on it. He was like, interesting. And if you don't know, an MCL is what connects your thigh bone to your shin bone. So it's pretty important. So for a couple months, I was rendered completely useless for trying to hit the whip. It's pretty embarrassing coming into school with the like knee immobilizer or whatever they had on me, and literally everyone knowing what it's from. One of the worst parts about it is that I had a minor MCL injury at the end of the school year from something completely unrelated. But when I saw coach in the hallway, he was like, "What's up, Julian? Hitting the whip again?" Eventually people forgot it, but I didn't forget it. And for my graduating class, whenever someone would get a knee injury, people would be reminded of how dumb mine was.